Well, we're here at Sandia Air Park today. See, here's the entrance. It's an overcast day. Probably a pretty good day to fly. But that's not the reason we're here. We're here to go check out an airplane. If you're familiar with my channel, you know how I like to take videos of unique airplanes. Well, the Piper Comanche 400 is unique in itself, but this particular model is even more unique. So stick around and I'll tell you more. These hangars aren't really used to store planes, to be honest. They're used as storage units. Here's their local FBO, if you want to call it that. It's basically just a gas pump for avgas. We can't see down the runway because the runway slopes downwards further down there. Well, here's the end of it. There's still a few lots that haven't been built on yet. I used to own 3 lots. I recently sold one. I think it's this one here before we get to the corner. So there's a subdivision with an HOA, and the homes are pretty nice, nicer than most in Edgewood. And this corner one here, on the corner of Sandia, Mountain, and Duchess, this corner lot, 1.3 acres, is one that I own and I have for sale. You can find it on Zillow, or you can just reach out to me directly. So there's stuff happening here at Sandia Air Park, slowly but surely. These lots are getting picked up and built on, which is a good thing. So here we're at the end of the runway, and there's obviously a road here, so vehicles have to be careful, as explained. But here you have 27. And if you look closely, clear for traffic. I don't see any traffic. Do you? No, there's nobody inbound. Nobody inbound. All right, clear to go. But as you can see here, the runway slopes upwards. And it goes all the way to where those hangars were, where we were earlier. And that's why I was having trouble showing it to you from up there, because from up there it slopes down almost immediately. So that's Sandia Air Park in a nutshell. Hangars, private houses with their own hangars, and it's half an hour east of Albuquerque, basically. So here we are at Rafael's house. Rafael is originally from Mexico and used to own a helicopter tour company. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, here, let's put a little microphone on you.
For what?
You're going to present the airplane, right?
No.
No? You're not going to talk about the airplane?
I can tell you what the airplane's got, but I'm not going to talk.
You don't want to talk about it?
That's fine.
Yeah.
You ask me questions, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's all right. We'll have to make do. You'll just have to listen to my voice mostly. Sorry about that. So pretty big hangar.
50 by 50.
50 by 50. Plenty of room for the Comanche.
Comanche 400, 8-cylinder.
Is that what's unique about this airplane, is the engine?
Yes, an IO 720, 400 horsepower.
Oh, nice.
I cruise below 12,000. I cruise at about 210 knots.
Nice. And what does it burn at that altitude?
At that altitude, it'll burn probably 14 to 16. This is not a typical single engine. A typical single engine doesn't take off in 300 feet with 3,600 pounds.
Wow.
I got 140 gallons.
So theoretically, you could stay in the air like 10 hours easy, right?
I fly from here to Yucatan in one shot. If you go under 75, he will not like it, and
Right.
he will drop on you. The book says that 68 is the stall speed,
Right.
but once you learn and fly the airplane, you can slow down,
Right.
but you got to be
Right.
good.
I like the large. Is it a stabilator? The whole thing moves? Yeah, that's typical.
It does.
Typical Piper trait. 3-bladed prop. So as Rafael was saying, 8-cylinder engine. Be nice if we could pop the the hood on this and take a look, so we might do that here in a second. Look inside like this. Pretty cool. So the paint is in decent shape. I wouldn't say it's new looking, but it's in pretty good shape. Air fence again. A little bit of a protection here. I don't know if it's it feels like it's some sort of a protection. It's not a de-ice boot, but like a leading edge tape of some sort to protect the leading edge. Ailerons. So let's take a quick look underneath the wing here. Here we have our pitot tube. And then probably some stuff. That's probably due to the mechanics of the aileron. It's a pretty airplane. I like the paint job on it. It's simple and sparkly. So we have a beacon. Does it have strobes? Probably has strobes as well. Another antenna up there. These older antennas, maybe you can tell me what that antenna's for. Is it VHF? There's a little bit of a scratch here on the rudder. A little tail light that you could replace with an LED. Yeah, so what he was showing is the stabilator being quite large. The whole thing moves, which is a typical Piper thing. Piper Cherokees, Piper Arrows, they have all that. Tail hook back there. Oh, a little bit of a scratch here. Nothing major. Obviously, external power outlet. Yeah, that's probably going to flap. That spring would need to be fixed. That's my guess what's going on there. Baggage compartment. See some of the components back here. I would expect there's a panel that goes back here that's currently being removed. Looks like there's a lamp back here because they're working on it. And then you need a key to lock it. Let's look at the right wing. A little dent there. But generally speaking, for an airplane this age, I wouldn't expect any less. Let's look at the wing underneath. Seems pretty decent. So let's climb in and check out this cockpit. Today you can see I have another interesting hat that was knitted by my mother-in-law. So let's go check the inside of the airplane. Hopefully that camera won't fall over while I climb on. Nice handle here. And then door seems to hold pretty well. Let's see this interior. Gray interior. A little bit of cracking on it, but so far so good. I guess it's a bit loose here, this handle. Otherwise seems all right. Let's see when I get in how much space is going to be in the back seats. Once I get in, how much I can move the seat for it. Let's figure that out. Oh, there we go. Slide into the passenger seat like every airplane where you have just one door. On the right-hand side, my 210, I like it because the door is on the pilot side, meaning I can get in. If I'm on my own, I don't have to climb over anything. I'm also last in to help people get in the airplane. Having a... Well, I think Rafael may have this seat adjusted for himself. He's not quite as tall as I am. So let me use the passenger side. Let's put this piece of paper away. Let's use the passenger side to figure out my height and dimensions. So in terms of how I fit, here I'm guessing my feet are properly extended, touching the pedals. I could probably advance a little bit more if I wanted to, yeah. And then here, okay, so that's where I'm at. So a good fit. I'm touching the ceiling a bit, but this seat seems high. Hey, Rafael, is this seat adjustable? Up or down?
What?
Is the seat adjustable up or down?
I never tried it.
Yeah. I'm 6'1.5", almost 6'2". And here you can see how much room there is behind me. A little bit of space above that compartment there. So let's just take a closer look at this panel.
And what?
I'm just looking at the panel here.
Okay.
Can we put the master on?
Yeah, you can. That's not it.
Avionics master on, and
No, it's go below.
Below.
Under the panel.
Oh, I see. Down here.
The master.
Okay, here we go. Oh, nice. LED lights. Everything just lit up.
And make sure now you can turn the avionics master.
Now I can turn on the avionics master. All right, let's do that. There you go. I think he had it recently done by Air One Avionics over at Double Eagle Airport. Let's see, now we can turn the PFD on and the MFD on. Let's see if that works. Yep, it's starting to boot. I have an older intercom here, a KMA 20. So the 530 WAS.
I actually have 3 GPSs.
KX 155 on the radio Navcom. So is this a GTX 330? This one here?
Huh? No.
The Garmin?
That's the transponder.
Right, but which model do you know?
The 435, I think, in and out.
In and out ADSB?
Yep.
And we have a flight comm, intercom thing there. Nice. And the Trio Avionics, that's your...
It's an autopilot.
the autopilot, right.
And that autopilot was specifically made for Comanches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
And dual Aspen Avionics.
Say?
Is the autopilot getting its information from the Aspen?
It gets information from the Aspens and from the 530. You can choose.
Oh, you can choose. Cool. Oh, I see that. Yeah, here. Interesting. Nice. It's a clean looking panel. So the panel was redone, and you did this with the Aspen and the. Did you add the JPI?
It's all brand new.
It's all brand new, huh? Well, that's a nice feature. You'd want something like that with an engine this powerful. You need an engine monitor. Is a primary? It's replaced the traditional ones.
That's
the trim here. Trim here. Okay.
Or you can trim it by hand. You look up there.
Oh, here. You're talking about up here, the manual trim. That's true. On these older Pipers, that's what they would have.
You want to turn the master? No, the top. Avionics masters off.
Avionic master off.
Okay. Now you can turn the master off. Otherwise, my battery is going to go to shit.
Okay. And there we go. And we can turn those off as well. Nice. Look, that's an original logo. That's some history right there. What year was it made?
65.
It's 65. Huh. All right. Well, as you can see, here's the top of the airplane. Well, if you've lasted this long, it's that you're interested in knowing what makes this Comanche 400 unique compared to the other 147 that were made. And there were a few telltales in the video. I don't know if you noticed, but here we go. We're getting into the engine part, and this is where you're going to see the difference. Oh yeah, that's interesting. It's not every day you get to see an 8-cylinder aviation engine.
This is the only Piper ever.
Yeah. To have an IO 7, well, a TS 720, yeah. So did you notice this control lever before? This is what makes this Comanche 400 unique.
And that's one of the turbos. There's another one on the other side.
So it's twin turbo.
It's a twin turbo.
Look at that. And it's got GAMI injectors, of course. What's amazing about this airplane is the previous owner obviously felt like the 400 horsepower wasn't enough, and he slapped on a twin turbo, presumably an STC, maybe a Ray J turbo, I'm not quite sure. I'm having a hard time imagining the factory did this. Very nice. So it's a low time engine, really.
It is 150 hours.
150 hours on it
Since overhaul.
Mm-hmm. And the total time on the airplane?
Close to
5,000.
Got all new equipment.
Right.
All of that stuff in there is new. And then the instruments cost me $37,000 and then another 20 something for installation.
Wow.
So
yeah. Aviation's not inexpensive.
Needles, it's got new fuel pumps, it's got new everything. I filled all 4 tanks here. I get to the runway and I'm off in 300 feet doing 120 knots.
Wow. There's just so much power on the front of this airplane, it's just going to drag it through the sky no matter what. So currently airworthy. When was the last annual?
I don't pay attention to it. It was. I know it's an annual.
Right.
It was.
It was last year sometime.
September, I think.
Okay, so it's not due until September. So whoever is interested in it, has until September for the next annual.
Yeah. The first thing he's got to have is a lot of money.
The person, yes, indeed. So I hope you enjoyed this video of the Piper Comanche 400 twin turbo. If you'd like to see other unique airplanes like this, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in this airplane, I'll leave the contact information for Rafael in the description below. And if you need a third-party independent mechanic to do a pre-buy inspection, then reach out to me. I know a few who haven't worked on this airplane and be happy to do that for you. See you on the next.